It's time for Coffee with Kristin and Tina. Good morning and welcome to Coffee with Kristin and Tina. We're your hosts this morning. This is Kristin Odell of KLO, and I'm Tina Prigge with Vagabond Creative Studios. So good to see you. Kristin, how's it going?
You too. I'm trying to trick my light. My lighting went away again. It's the
Oh,
sun. It's always the sun. We're
isn't
so
the
glad
sun
for this
amazing though? It's November 2nd and it's
one.
shaping up to be another beautiful day.
Hey, listen, I heard on the radio this morning that if it gets to be, they're predicting 72 degrees for Green Bay. If it gets 72 degrees today, that will be a record.
Oh, ever.
Ever. Come
Oh,
on.
yeah.
Wouldn't that
Yeah.
be great?
Yes, it would be great. I hope it's not a sign of worse things, but yes, I would love it to be that temperature today.
Listen, I'm going to take it as long as I can get it because I feel like very soon it's going to switch and we're going to be living in snow and ice and we're going to be like, oh, I just wish we had sunshine and warm. So,
Yeah. Well, because those first cool days, like, early October, it was kind of cold. We talked about putting our motorcycles away for the season. And
you
then we kind
did.
of looked ahead and we're like, you know what? Maybe we should just hang on just a minute longer. And I'm so glad we did because it has been amazing. Like,
Yes.
this was yesterday, like November 1st, cruising around, right? I did not imagine we'd be able to ride this late in the season.
I love it. I'm so glad that you've gotten, yeah, the season just is so meaningful and what a great way to get out. And again, I know we've talked about this, see the county, but I love that you guys have been able to use it longer than you thought and just getting to take it in. And yesterday was it was 73 here yesterday afternoon. There was a moment yesterday afternoon when I had a tank top on outside because it was warm and sunny.
Kay Blatt said it's the warmest Halloween in 66 years, according to the weatherman.
I love that.
Wow. Thanks, Kay, for that
Yes.
comment.
Yeah, let's just talk about Halloween really quick. It was gorgeous out. It was such a nice night. We had Doug and I had hoodies on, but like we had a great time walking with the kids. There were so many people out. It was really, really fun.
So, okay, look at these costumes. So, this is actually on Halloween itself?
Yes, this is on Halloween. My kids didn't have school on Halloween, so we had time to really kind of go all out in the afternoon. And then we went and visited my dad. So this is going to visit my dad, and then trick or treating, of course. Yeah.
So
So
first of all, they look amazing, and that's like one of the best Cruella de Vil's I've seen. I just love it. But also, look at there's like no coats. There's no like bunchy layers underneath these cool
yep,
costumes. So
yeah.
yeah.
And the girls, the two little girls especially, packed pants and long sleeve shirts to wear underneath their costumes for trick or treating. Because sometimes, once the sun goes down, it gets chilly. They
Mm.
did not need it at all. It was so awesome. It was really nice.
And I do love Grace's "We Can Do It." That is
Yeah,
awesome.
Rosie the Riveter there. Yep. Yeah, that's like the perfect costume for a 13-year-old who still wants to partake in the fun, maybe still go out trick or treating. She ended up not. She helped my mom hand out candy. But I love that she still wanted to dress up and
Oh, I don't know if I should have previewed this comment before I put it on screen, but Tim Gadzinski says, "Guess I need to keep my patriotic thong in rotation a little bit more with the weather being so cooperative." Yes.
that is Tim, that is not the image I needed to start my Wednesday.
Yeah. So, did they get a lot of candy?
Yes, a ridiculous amount of candy. I mean, they had trunk or treat at school last Thursday. So we did that. And then my sister and one of my aunts, like they all want to treat them, right? So they all got goodie bags, which was super cute. And then we went trick or treating. So I think we have three giant bowls of candy on our counter right now. So, and I don't know like what other maybe other families just eat all the candy. We're not good at we just don't eat that volume of candy. Like we'll never eat through this. So I start looking for recipes where we can use it. So for example, caramel apple salad, which is like whipped cream, crushed pineapple, maybe vanilla pudding, green apples, and Snicker bars. That will make an appearance at our house in the next month because we'll be using those up. Or cookies with peanut butter cups cut up in. I'll start finding things to use them in because we won't eat through it otherwise.
That's interesting. So the girls aren't like proprietorial over the candy that they collected. They're shared. in the household?
maybe a little bit, but there's so much candy that I'm like, "You guys, there's so much candy here that you're all gonna get plenty. Let's just dump it in some bowls and have it out." I think they did, like they each got a couple of, like, big candy bars, and they're like, "Yeah, but can I keep my big candy bar?" "Sure." So
Oh.
they wrote their names on a couple of, like, special things that they wanted to keep, but other than that, no, it's fair game for our family.
Do they have
Mhm.
different preferences? You know, is there one that loves the Milk Duds and someone else that loves, Kit
I
Kats or
think
something?
so. Yeah, so we got a number of white chocolate peanut butter cups.
Oh.
And Doug does not like Doug loves peanut butter cups, he does not like white chocolate ones, but Nora loves the white chocolate ones, so she's been eating those.
Oh.
Um, Nora also likes the Nerd they have, like, Nerd chewy candy now, they're, like, these little circular things with, like, nerds on the outside, total hit. Um, Grace doesn't seem to be too picky about anything, she'll eat all of it. Josie's been eating peanut butter cups. I don't know. They're not that picky, I guess.
Yeah, cool.
It's just
Hey,
fun, like, I love that there's a variety of things that we wouldn't normally buy.
right, right, right. I remember Teague asked me once, she's like, "Mom, what's a baby Ruth?" Right? Like, just getting introduced to these things
Yeah.
that you wouldn't normally pick off the shelves.
Yeah, or I grabbed a bag and it had M&Ms and M's and some other stuff in, and there was 100 grand bars in there,
Oh, I like those.
and I ate one and I was like, "Oh, this is really good because it has, like, so much caramel in the middle, so that might be my new favorite.
Hey, Tim Gadzinski mentioned trunk or treat at Manitowoc Public Library. Apparently, there was a huge turnout, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I think Tim mentioned if you wanna see pictures or maybe they even had a video, if you wanna go check that out, go to the library's, Facebook page and, check it out. I'm so glad they had a good turnout. That's really cool.
Yeah, me too. Hey, did your kids get any weird things? By weird I mean, one year Teak went trick or treating, and there was someone gave out like Easter candies, little chocolate wrapped bunnies, and
Mm.
somebody gave out like Christmas candies, and I was like, no, 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 like those are not in season. They did not just go to the store and buy that. Do not eat those, like gross.
Yeah, I don't feel like we did. I'd have to really look, but no, most of it was, like, Halloween themed. Now, they could have bought it on clearance last year and handed it out this year, and I have heard that chocolate lasts a very long time, but, no, I don't think so.
Did you find that there were less homes participating this year?
I don't think so. Not where
Okay.
we tend to go, um my parents live close to, like, Lindbergh Drive, which kind of goes along the railroad tracks on the other side of Shooty Park, and I feel like there was lots as many homes as there was in the past, and there was a lot of kids out, so I didn't feel like it was that different.
Okay, cool. I just didn't know, with inflation, it seems like the price of candy has gone up. And I was
Yeah.
like, I just thought to myself, I wonder if that will, be a deciding factor where some people will just decide not to participate.
Yeah, I know, I mean, there's a lot of like, one of the ladies said she thought she had over 100 kids, come through. So and candy certainly is expensive, but people tend like, in this neighborhood and I think this is the case kind of, like, back by Lutheran High School in some places, Woodridge probably another one. Like, people will set up on their front lawns or on their front porches, and they, like, hang out, and it was such a nice night. So the girls weren't even, like, ringing doorbells, like, everybody was visiting outside, which is really fun.
Because it was
So
so
I heard
nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
I heard the same thing. My aunt rode her bike through, Woodridge, which is out kind of on North A Street out that way, and it was the same thing. People were kinda camped out in the driveways, and some people had bonfires going and, so I think it's kind of a social kinda party Halloween atmosphere when you're walking around.
Yeah. Very cool. Somebody pointed out to us this amazing Halloween display, and we went to check it out on like South 14th and Vebon. There were animatronics. The whole yard was this cool Halloween display.
Yeah, they do an amazing job every year. I mean, I could think for the last at least 5 years, they have put a display up and yeah, it's amazing. And this is the only time of the year they do it, by the way. This is right by Monroe Elementary School. If you guys are looking for it for next year, it's super fun. So
By the way, so Vicky said, we've given microwave popcorn and juice boxes, and kids got really excited to get something different.
That's my mama. They don't have too many trick-or-treaters, so she's always done a little something special.
To make it worth the effort to get there.
That's right.
But you know, juice boxes is a great idea. I remember a couple of years ago, you know, Teek is running around with his friend, and they were like just hot, sweaty messes, right? Catching all this candy and going as fast as they could. And someone gave them juice boxes, and they stopped and took a little break and hydrated, and like they're like, "That was so awesome, Mom."
Right, right. Yeah, no, it was fun. We had fun. My mom always does an amazing job. She always treats us for dinner on Halloween, and it's just a fun holiday with lots of fun memories.
Yeah. So Tim said they live on a cul-de-sac, and they had a little more trick-or-treaters than usual.
Yeah. Like, again, it was so nice out that I think more people were probably willing to get out and go do it.
Yeah.
Fun.
Teek was doing his homework dressed like this. So
Does he keep, now I can't think of the word. What is that called? What is that apparatus called he's holding on to?
Oh, a lightsaber?
Yeah, does he normally do his homework with a lightsaber?
No. That's a bathrobe, and you put the hood up, and we're like, "Oh my god, you look just like a Sith Lord." And he's like, "One moment, please." And he like
Yes.
reaches on his shelf and pulls out this
I
lightsaber.
love it. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, these are bigger kids, but they're still, getting into it. I think that's super cool.
Yeah, it totally is. Hey, by the way, marked safe from the 8th Street Bridge today.
I have seen that going around. I love it. Jason, well,
It's recommended to not point a lightsaber at your face. Good
yeah.
point. Very
Wouldn't
good
you,
point.
I mean, and if it was a real lightsaber, wouldn't you laser your face off?
Oh my god, you'd be dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it would be cauterized instantly.
Oh, I love it.
So, Kristin, you're so sparkly today. I love it.
Thanks. Yeah, I was telling Tina right before the show, I'm heading up to Green Bay today. Hold on, I got to make sure I get the right words. I'm heading up to an event in Green Bay called Heels, Hopes, and Higher Education. I'm super excited to be a guest with some amazing leadership, leadership ladies and other people that teach for UWGB. We're going to be sitting and attending the event, and it's kind of part conference, part fundraiser. They are taking clothes donations for women who are trying to be in a professional role but maybe don't have the wardrobe for it yet. So they're taking donations, and it's a fundraiser to help scholarship funds. So it's going to be a great day. As soon as I get off the show, I'm heading up there, and I'm going to be up there until like 3:30 today.
And what an awesome day to drive, too.
Right.
By the way, just following up on the Halloween conversation, Kay is in Kiel, and she gives out full-size candy bars and juice boxes, and she had the most trick-or-treaters ever. Only 47 kids, but others on more popular streets get 200 plus. Wow.
Okay, I think I'm going to come trick-or-treating at your house next year.
I know.
That sounds awesome. I love hearing that people are still into it and participating. And let's be honest, this is like I have fond memories when I was little of going trick-or-treating. It used to be during the Packer game on Sunday, running around and being outside. And I just love that we're able to keep that tradition going.
Yeah, it is so fun. It is so fun. So, okay, Kristin, you had an unusual day, and it had nothing to do with the 8th Street Bridge. You had a day of halves. Tell me what that means. What's a day of halves?
What I needed was a meme that said "Mark safe from the car wash." So you guys, last week, I think this was last week, Thursday, I took my children to school. I, of course, was like in my pajama pants and a hoodie sweatshirt because I ran them to school. I was going to get some really quick errands done where I didn't need to get out of the vehicle and then go home. So the first thing that happened that day is I'm in the car wash at Quick Trip, and I cannot get out of the car wash.
What? You're stuck in the car wash?
It opened, the whole car wash ran, the dryer starts, I pull up, and nothing happens. The dryer's running on the same part of my car, but the door won't open. So like, I immediately have that thought, like, I'm going to die of carbon monoxide poisoning because my car's running in the car wash. Like you have all these crazy things like,
yeah.
So then I'm like, I'm just going to call the store. So I get on my cell phone and I call the store, and somebody, a very nice gentleman, answered, and he said, "How can I help you?" And I'm like, "Hi, I'm in the car wash and the second bay door didn't open. Could somebody please come and help me?" And he was like, "I'll be right out." So he came out, and sure enough, the door, something would, either a sensor's getting stuck or something got stuck, but he came and popped the door out. Well, and then of course, because the dryer was done running by the time I got out, so he said, "Pull around and then I'll get you a free car wash." So of course, because I pajama pants on and a hoodie sweatshirt, I still ran into Quick Trip and got my free car wash, and I came home and dried my car off. And I thought, okay, well, that was a weird start to the day, but fine. Carried on with my day. And then we are running like 100 errands after school and trying to get things done with activities. And I tell the girls, we're going to run through Culver's tonight before treehouse rehearsal. And this happens. I get a half of bun. So I got the half door of the car wash. I open up my box. We're at Walmart waiting for a grocery pickup for a friend that was sick. I get waiting for her groceries. And this is what I open, my sandwich. I didn't get the top bun.
So the message inside the box is just lies. Looking good as usual. There's nothing usual about this sandwich.
No, and I thought, well, maybe I'm going to look better because I didn't eat the other half of the bun. I didn't eat the carbs anyway. I don't know. Like, okay. And
Yeah.
Grace is laughing, like dying. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to eat it because I have no other choice. I don't have time, nor am I going to go back to Culver's to complain about not getting the top bun or to look for the other half of the bun. I don't like, we were really finally planned out night on this particular day. So I just ate it like that. And yeah, do you like
I mean,
that?
but how does that happen? Somebody had to put that, sandwich in that box, and somebody
Right.
had to close that box. And at no point did they notice that, hey, there's no bun when everything
Right.
they sell is on buns.
Well, I said to Grace, I looked at Grace and I was like, "Did I say something that sounded like half a bun?" And she was like, "No." Like, I thought maybe people order it that way. Like, so then we got to talking later after all of the things calmed down. I said to Doug, "What do you think you have a higher probability of getting stuck in the car wash or getting only a half a bun at a fast food restaurant?"
What did he say?
He thinks getting stuck in a car wash is much more likely than getting a half a bun.
Whoa, I never thought about getting stuck in a car wash. I mean, that's like a little bit of a terror, right?
But
Like,
it's,
especially if it's unmanned. Like, if
I
you
know.
didn't have a phone, and I'm surprised that there was reception in there, so that's amazing. But like, if you didn't have that, it's unmanned. How long would you have had to wait in there?
Well, I would just shut my car off and probably got out and walked in. I mean, there's a door. That
Okay.
car wash has a door. But
Okay.
I mean, like, when you think about all the mechanical things in a car wash that could go wrong versus like fast food, like what they do is putting buns with things in the middle of them. Like, he thinks the chances of getting only a half a bun are like lower. Like, that's a lower probability than getting stuck in a car wash because something went wrong.
Although, fast food restaurants, especially Culver's, I've noticed, oh, well, only because I've gone to Culver's, there's a lot of like teen kids working there. Sometimes it's just all teen kids, right? And so having a teen kid of my own makes me think it's probably not that unusual that there's only half of a bun. I've gone to Culver's before and come home, then the French fries aren't in there, or so, you know what I mean? It's like something like it's not
Right.
that hard,
I
but
know. I don't. I was just like, what is the universe trying to tell me today?
no burgers in the buns. Oh no.
I would have gone back for that because now I'm eating just all carbs and that would not be helpful.
But how does that happen?
I don't know. I know there's visual cues. I know there's instructions like do the bun, then the sauce, then the meat, right? Like,
Right. Because those are still human completed jobs too. Like, I don't think those restaurants have robots that are assembling the stuff.
I do agree with you about that.
Weird. Okay, who else has had some kind of weird food experience or half day experience?
I mean, at some point in that day, I'm like, I'm done. I don't know what the world is trying to tell me, but I'm done for today. I'm just gonna relax and not do anything else.
And then this is after you got that weird fortune cookie too that said
Yeah.
that had the word hold spelled wrong.
I hodl them, therefore I am. Wasn't that what it was? I hodl, therefore I am.
Interesting. So this picture of half pumpkins, this wasn't part of your half day, right?
No, this was not part of my half day. So, you guys, my neighbor has a huge trailer of pumpkins outside, and the pie pumpkins are $1.
Oh,
And I'm
what?
like, I can roast these off. So I just sprayed them with a little bit of like vegetable oil, like Pam, and threw them in the oven on 375 for like, I don't know, an hour. I probably even maybe let them go longer than they needed to, but who cares? Threw them in the oven. Then I just spooned it out, and then I threw it in a dish, and I'm gonna make pumpkin pie or pumpkin muffins or something with it. Doesn't that like it looked and smelled so good? Doug was
Yeah.
like, so Doug would never eat like roasted squash or anything. And he was like, how exactly are you going to turn those into pumpkin pie? Because he loves pumpkin pie. How exactly are you going to turn that into pumpkin pie? And I said, you'll see. So then when I started scraping it out, because it's like so tender and amazing, then he was like, oh, and I'm like, I'm going to put this with eggs and some other delicious things, and it's going to cook into something amazing. So
Now it's interesting. Let's talk a little bit about your pumpkin pie recipe because I was fascinated when you were telling me some of the ingredients that you use. So I asked if
yes.
you use sugar and milk, and what you use is
Yes. So I typically follow the Libby's pumpkin pie recipe, which is on the can. I'm not a representative of Libby's, by the way. Let's just get that out there. So that's just like normally what I do. And that is just something I got Doug's mom always uses the Libby pumpkin pie. Now that calls for evaporated milk, which would be like what you're saying, and sugar and eggs and then spices and other stuff, vanilla. But a lot of times I don't have evaporated milk here for whatever reason, or in my mind, what it calls for is sweetened condensed milk,
mm,
which is milk with the sugar and cooked down and thick and delicious. So sometimes instead of using evaporated milk and sugar, I just use a can of sweetened condensed milk in there.
yeah. That sounds
And it,
amazing. I want to try that.
it still
What
turns out lovely.
what amount do you put in? Just like the
Just
whole
one
can?
can. Yeah. Because, an evaporated milk can maybe is a little bit taller than sweetened condensed, but ounce wise, it's pretty close. And, but it's evaporated milk is thinner, and then you put sugar in. The sweetened condensed milk is a little bit smaller can, but it's thick and delicious. So
Mhm.
just try
Okay,
it.
wait. So what is evaporated milk?
I don't know.
Is it powdered or is it liquid?
No, it's liquid. Here, I'll Google that. I should know this answer.
Okay, because when you said evaporated milk, for some reason I was thinking it was like a packet of powder. Um,
No,
I
it's
obviously have never cooked with
un
evaporated milk.
unsweetened condensed milk, meaning it is shelf stable canned cow's milk where 60% of the water has been removed from fresh milk.
Oh.
So it maybe is cooked down where the steam comes out of it. And um, yeah, my mom's recipe does have sweet condensed milk in it. She's saying you're making it into her recipe. I probably am. Uh,
Yes, Vicky, please share your recipe.
so evaporated milk is milk reduced down, but not sugar in it.
Hmm.
Sweetened condensed milk is milk cooked down with sugar in it, which is why it's caramely and thick and delicious.
Yeah.
But
Okay, I
the
didn't
end
know that.
result is really the same. If you're putting sugar in and evaporated milk in, or you're putting sweetened condensed milk in, the end result is still delicious pumpkin pie.
Okay, so why would a person use evaporated milk instead of regular milk when cooking?
Less water, less liquid.
But isn't that why you put the milk in?
Well, maybe, but if you put regular milk in, it would be thinner and there'd be more water content. So the pumpkin pie probably wouldn't set up.
Oh,
Because when you cook
interesting.
pumpkin pie, it sets.
Good to know. I have learned so much on the show today.
Wait, do you know what else? I think I've said this
What?
before. You do not need a crust with pumpkin pie either. Did you know that? Pumpkin pie filling?
So
You
then what?
can
How do you,
mix up the filling and put it in a pie plate or a Pyrex dish or something, whatever, and bake it. And it will set and cut out without the crust if you want to skip the carbs, sugar, whatever that is in the crust, your crust of choice.
and you can still serve it like a slice of pie, like it's set
Yep.
up enough that,
Especially if it's cold, it will cut and pull out of the pan just like a pie does.
wow, okay. That's good to know.
You sound skeptical.
I've just learned so much.
Yeah, maybe what I'll have to do is the pumpkin that I cooked, I'm gonna have to do it without a crust now just to prove to you that it's possible.
Yeah, we need pictures.
Or I'll do a mini one that doesn't have a crust with it so you can see it. I have a
Can you do
feeling
that
that
with other pies or just, I suppose like it wouldn't necessarily work with an apple pie or,
oh, and something that maybe custard, maybe if it was thick would set up, but like a pudding or any of those, no, it would just ugh.
yeah. Wow. Well, you've certainly made me hungry for pumpkin pie.
Oh, I'm glad I could help.
Hey, one last thing. We're talking about what I learned today. You taught me what a fascinator is. I had no idea.
I did. We've been talking about this because we are kind of planning a trip for the Kentucky Derby next year. And because of my very fashionable short hairstyle, I will not be wearing a hat. I'm not going to be wearing a Julia Roberts hat there. And yes, a fascinator is frequently worn by members of the royal family for events, but it's like a headband with maybe a mini hat on, but like feathers and ribbon and different things to fascinate.
That's amazing. I always just thought it was a hat that wasn't kind of complete, right? Now I have an actual term to refer to this because a lot of times it's like on the side and it's just
Yeah.
attached in some way.
Right. Or like even your hair, if you had a very stylish bun behind you, but you didn't want to wear a hat, you could wear that to just ta-da.
Very cool. So it's fasten as in fascinate, not fasten as in attach, right?
Maybe it's both. Because I mean, like a fascinator, like the things are attached to something, typically a headband. So it is fastened and it fascinates.
I love this. I love
And
learning
therefore,
new
it is
things.
a fascinator.
You are fascinating, Kristen.
Thanks.
Well, all right. I know you've got to go. You've got a cool thing to do today. It is a beautiful day. Thank you to everybody that joined in. Enjoy this beautiful day. It is truly a gift to have November 2nd be this beautiful.
Yes. Let's break some records today.
Thanks so much for joining us for Coffee with Kristen and Tina. We'll see y'all next time.
Bye, guys.